Hey you guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be installing the first piece of carbon fiber on the interior of my Porsche 911 991. Let's go check it out. So I'm pretty excited about this little mod I'm going to be doing today. For about $230, I've bought myself this carbon fiber piece of interior trim that sits on top of the Sports Chrono clock on the dashboard, and it replaces the existing piece that's there from the factory. I have the standard interior, so that particular piece is plastic. If you had an all leather interior, that piece would be leather. So for me, it's just plastic. And to be perfectly honest, I've been going backwards and forwards on the idea of putting any carbon fiber in my cars because I haven't been like sort of 100% sure about whether or not I like it, frankly. Now, just recently, my friend Ben, new Ben, with the white 4S that you saw in a video recently, Auf Wiedersehen Winter, he has a lot of carbon fiber trim on the inside of his car. Another Ben in our group with a white, actually the same, both Bens have got white 991s. Anyway, both Bens in Porsches and Pancakes with the white 991s have got a lot of carbon fiber trim. And seeing it in person, I really like how it looks. So I'm going to start putting a little bit here and there inside my car. Now, I don't want to go mad because it's actually a very expensive habit to get into. So this is the first piece. You could argue technically it's the second because with my Soul Performance exhaust, I got the carbon fiber look tailpipes. But you know, we'll see how we go. I am looking at the full interior kit that you can buy from Suncoast Parts, which is on sale right now for about $1,300. That gives you the trim that goes either side of the steering wheel and then across where the cup holders are. And then for another couple of $100, you can get the trim that goes around the center console. So I think that might be the full extent of the carbon fiber I put in the car. But then I like the illuminated door sills. On and on and on, we could just pour endless amounts of money down the drain with carbon fiber trim. But you know, today we're just going to be installing this one piece. So should be a pretty straightforward job. Let's get into it. So as ever, let's just go over the tools real quick. Very sort of straightforward. I've got myself a microfiber towel to put the Sports Chrono unit on so I don't scratch it up at all. I'm going to need some trim removal tools to get the Sports Chrono housing out of the dashboard. That's pretty straightforward. Then you unclip 2 electrical wiring harnesses. And then I've got a variety of screwdrivers, different shapes and sizes to take out the various screws I need to get the lid off. The lid itself, I'm not sure which one it is, so I'll put that later on in the video. But I know for the clock itself, you need a couple of T-types as well as Phillips head. But we'll get into that when we get into that particular part of the video. So some of you might notice that I'm using this as an opportunity to remove the red Sports Chrono dial that I installed recently. And that's because I've chosen the color for the wrap that I'm going to be putting on my car at the beginning of March. So I guess that means you know that it's not going to be red. I really was tempted to go with the red color, but with my friend Chris just placing an order for a Carmine Red 992 and my friend Andy driving a Guards Red 992, I figured, well, Mario suggested that I shouldn't go for red because we're going to have 3 red cars in a group and the rest is black and silver. So while I was tempted to do that, I'm going for a different color, but I'm not going to spoil a surprise just yet. At least you know it's not going to be red. Now, what Print Lab Wraps in Lakeville, Minnesota are going to do for me is actually take this and wrap it the same color they're going to wrap the car in and create a new dial face to go on top of it. So I'm going to play around with that. You know, best case, I get myself a very unique interior accent which will match the exterior of my car. Worst case, I'll just go back to the black OEM dial and, you know, I'll be a happy camper. Okay, so let's get on with the job. I'm going to be removing the OEM plastic housing here for the Sports Chrono and replacing it with this beautiful new MA carbon equivalent. So like I said before, I'm going to put down a microfiber cloth so I don't damage or scratch up the surface at all. I'm going to turn it over. Now first off, I need to use a T20 bit to take out these 2 screws that hold the Sports Chrono housing in place. And for anyone interested in how to actually remove the gauge face itself, I'll put a card to the previous video that I made. I'm not going to go into that today. There's a whole video there that shows you how to do it. So here we are removing Sports Chrono. Very, very nice little gadget. And then there are 2 screws here that hold the housing in place, and then it should just pop off. What size they are? Good question. Well, they're not 20s. They look like they could be 15s. Nope, too big. Okay, so we've got T10. 2 T10 screws. It just slides forward just like that. Now can you see the difference between the 2? This looks so much more impressive, the carbon fiber one, I think. And hopefully it's going to be a subtle change. You know, if you're looking for it, you'll see it. Maybe your eye will be drawn to it, but it's not going to be, you know, screaming, look at me. That's what I seem to really like about the carbon fiber. It is pretty subtle. I think less is more though, probably. So I will try and curb my carbon fiber passion. So there we go, it just sits nicely on top. Oops. There it is. Wow, I love how that looks. That is super cool. Okay, now to put the clock back in. Goes in nicely. 2 T20 screws. So there we have it, guys, another video. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you carbon fiber nerds and really like it? Are you anti-carbon fiber and not so sure? I'd love to hear what you think. New videos coming up soon. The front spacers that I ordered from Suncoast Parts are arriving. I have the 15mm spacers on the back. I'm putting 7mm on the front to sort of round it out. So I'll do an install video of that. I've got my wrap video coming up in the next couple of weeks, and I'll reveal the color that I've chosen. I'm really excited for that, and some more stuff in the works, so watch this space. Thanks so much for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video or podcast. Take care. Bye.